Hi, I'm Mo, or Sound of Cosplay. In 2017, I started cosplaying Paul Stamets from Star Trek Discovery, and somehow I just never stopped. So today I'm making another one of Paul's outfits, but it really works with any Discovery character since it's the red Starfleet pyjama. I hope this work with me tutorial thing is interesting or helpful, and let's get into it. So first I have to make a pattern, and I'm starting out with my disco shirt, but I have to make a few changes to this pattern. First of all, it's a little too tight, so we'll make it looser. And then there's a few seams. There is a dart on the shoulder, or maybe it's more like a shoulder pad, but it's its own separate piece, so I'm marking where that will go. And for that I'm also moving the original seam on the shoulder a little forward, just to make it more similar to the original pyjama. And don't forget to measure how long your arm is for the sleeves. I measured down to my knuckles just so I had enough space to adjust, because sometimes sewing the arms to the body part can be a little tricky, and then it's good to have some more space or seam allowance to figure that out. Now I can go on to the actual pattern making. First I folded the shirt in half and marked the middle line so I didn't have to use as much paper. And then I just put the paper on top and traced my new pattern along where I pinned the lines before. And I also made the sidelines, which is kind of curvy, as you could see in the beginning. I made it more straight so the shirt would be looser and more comfortable, like a pyjama should be. For the sleeve I only traced the little shoulder piece, because the rest is just 3 straight lines and you can just draw that onto the fabric directly. And for the back I just did the same thing as I did in the front. Then I traced the pattern onto the fabric and cut it out with about 1 centimeter of seam allowance. Just don't forget to flip over the arm piece so you have 2 different arm pieces, and mark which is left and which is right. At this point I realized that I had completely forgotten about the collar part, so I made a pattern for this and also cut it out. And it's hard to explain how I made it, but it makes sense when you look at it, so I'll let you look at it. Now it was time to get out the fabric paint. And before painting onto the actual pieces, I cut out a test piece to see how far I could dilute the dye before it would soak the fabric too much and the lines wouldn't be straight anymore. On the back there are 3 lines that go from just below the collar piece to about where the holes for the arms end. And I marked them off with washi tape and painter's tape, just something that really sticks to the fabric so you will get a straight line. And then I painted it with the diluted paint. I painted the collar piece, which is the outer back collar piece, without diluting the paint. And again, here it's more complicated to explain than to just let you watch what I'm doing. After that is dry, the first things I'm going to sew together are the collar pieces. I put the right sides together and sewed along what will later be the inner edge. Then I connected both pieces into a full circle and then I flipped them right sides out. I sewed all the body parts together before connecting the collar and the sleeves, and then I put the shirt on to decide on the right length for the sleeves and for the body part. And after that, the shirt is finished. For the little Starfleet Delta in the front, I used a pin that I already had and just spray painted it. But if you don't have a pin that you're ready to sacrifice for your cosplay, you can just make one. There's a lot of tutorials for that on YouTube. I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the cosplay. If you do, please consider leaving me a like or following me on social media at Sound of Cosplay. Thanks so much for watching. Live long and prosper. Bye!